To this, struggle activist Solomon Kalushi Mahlangu is being remembered today. He was hanged on this day back in 1979 after being found guilty of murder. The 22-year-old never fired a shot but was charged for having common purpose to commit the crime. The ANC and the Mahlangu family will visit the Kgosi Mampuru Correctional Center this in Tshwane, where Mahlangu was hanged. eNCA's Pule Letshwiti-Jones joins us now just to give us a background of what to expect from today's program. Pule, good to have you and good morning to you, colleague. You are at the Kgosi Mampuru facility this morning. This is exactly where Solomon Mahlangu was hanged back in 1979. How does the program for today look in terms of commemorating his legacy?
Well, I mean, still early hours, Dumelo, and what we do know is that today marks 43 years since Solomon Kalushi Mahlangu was hanged, of course. Was born in 1956 in the township of Pretoria, Mamelodi. And while this is the case, we also do understand that he was one of those struggle activists who was taken to the gallows at the age of 23 and, of course, found guilty under the Terrorism Act in 1979. But what the question has been is, has his legacy been in vain or has it continued to carry on? But I'm just going to try and keep it short here because we have been requested to move from where we're standing right now due to security reasons. But I'm joined by the ANC Youth League Coordinator, Nomlebo. Thank you very much for joining us. So it has been quite a journey for most of us, but some of us would still believe that the legacy of those who have died, especially under the apartheid system, has not been lived on as well.
So first and foremost, what's most important about today and observing this day and commemorating this day is precisely because we refuse to forget the commitment and contribution of gallant young leaders such as Kalushi, who from a very young age took it upon themselves to fight for the freedom of our country. So as we are here today, first and foremost is to ensure that their work, their contribution and their commitment and strides that they have made to lay the path for us as young people 28 years into democracy is not in vain, and also to ensure that as young people we continue the baton, we take it forward to fight in 2022 for the total economic freedom and youth empowerment of all young people in South Africa.
What new has changed? I mean, one would believe that it's the same, commemoration that takes a year to take place annually, but also what meaning does it still have? Does it still have meaning?
Absolutely. In fact, what we're doing today as the Youth League, which is different from what we've done in previous years, is actually we will be marching to the Mamelodi police station because one of the things that we've said as young people is that the death of Kalushi actually has actually not the question, or rather the story around his passing is something that is a chapter that has not been closed yet. So one of the things that we will be doing after the formal wreath-laying ceremony with the family, we will be marching to the Mamelodi police station, where we are going to be starting a process of opening an inquest into the death or the hanging rather of Kalushi and his counterparts.
The issue of inquest, of course, has been raised, and we've seen some families revisiting some of those court cases. Would you then say, the journey to freedom and accountability is yet to be reached as well?
Absolutely, absolutely. We believe that we need accountability. We believe that the story of Kalushi needs to be closed, and it cannot be closed until we solve some of the questions around his passing, those who were responsible, including those that, not just him, because also I think that the other important thing is that we need to understand that there was a grouping of young people, that have been affected, and we need to correct that story, correct that narrative, but also get to the bottom of exactly what happened, so that in future years, as we continue observing this day and their contribution, we do that with full accountability. We do that having gotten to the bottom of what happened, and we do that having brought to book those who are responsible as well. So that is what we'll be doing this year, and we do hope that we're going to be starting a process that is going to rewrite the story of Solomon Kalushi Mahlangu.
The ANC as well, you've most times called for unity within the organization, but the focus also zooming on you ahead of that conference. Do you think you guys are ready to convene that conference?
We are definitely going to convene the Congress of the ANC Youth League. In fact, I don't know if you've seen, we've been starting to have various regional conferences all over the country. In fact, one of the regions just concluded yesterday. In Herikwala, we've had a few other regions sitting over this past weekend in the Northern Cape and in other parts of the country as well. So work is underway. Branches are sitting every single day. They're preparing their structures in terms of, ensuring that we have HMs. We're preparing our structures to ensure that we've got BGMs, regional congresses. There are some provinces already planning their provincial conferences. So a lot of work is happening every single day. Work is continuing. We are progressing quite well. And we're very confident that we will be able to meet the new deadline that the ANC has set us to convene a national congress of the Congress Youth League.
Thank you very much. That's the ANC Youth League coordinator. They're joining us on eNCA this morning, giving us more clarity around today's program, but most importantly as to what the day signifies and means to them when commemorating the Solomon Mahlangu Day, which we of course know that today marks 43 years since he died.
Absolutely. Pule Letshwiti-Jones will be sure to come back to you as other developments occur throughout the day. That's my colleague Pule Letshwiti-Jones out in the Jose Mampuru facility in Tshwane.